for the Philippine people, that they wanted someone who was glamorous and well-dressed and poised and a little bit regal. They wanted a queen.
Casting the leading role was crucial. His search ended when he discovered New York-based hip-hop artist Dana Diaz-Tutaan. She was raised in Sydney by Filipino parents who felt betrayed by the Marcos family they had once supported.
I just remember it was a really tumultuous time. It was a really crazy time, but Imelda really is a fascinating person, and you know, playing her is definitely something that makes me look at all the ways that she was. She didn't represent the people. Like, she had this sense of, you know, grandeur when Philippines was in such poverty.
Hey! See the lights of the neighbor's house, and now she's starting to rise.
As the long-time frontman of Talking Heads, David Byrne has also walked the world stage. His performance antics broke down barriers between music and his first love, the visual arts.
I would like to show people the movies in my head.
After successful collaborations with the Sydney Festival, David Byrne persuaded the Adelaide Festival to back his Imelda Marcos project financially.
Coming from New York, where there's a real kind of snooty attitude about art and culture and that kind of thing, about, oh, yeah, where there's, you know, things that you don't like it because you just don't get it. Well, there isn't quite that attitude here.
After years in exile, Imelda Marcos returned to the Philippines following her husband's death in 1989. She lives there still, and according to David Byrne, when he visited there recently to research her life, she sent an intermediary to investigate.
Her go-between got in touch with me, and we met with some other friends and talked and had drinks, and it was fairly pleasant, but this person obviously was very much espousing Imelda's point of view, saying that certain things that, well, many people accept as being what happened, saying that they didn't happen, and then proposing kind of a different way of looking at things. You can put it that way. So I got kind of close that way, but Imelda apparently had the flu, so I wasn't invited to visit.
Imelda Marcos's love of music and nightclubs inspired the Byrne production and more than 20 new songs.
Even as a young girl, she would sing and apparently had a beautiful voice then. But it was, I think, a shock to some political people or politicians, and when she'd be at a political affair in some other country, and in the middle of the reception, she would just start to sing. You know, we're just kind of shocked.
Although he abhorred the tyranny of the Marcos regime, he warmed to the First Lady.
By warming to the character, I would kind of understand how someone could justify to themselves doing things that, from a distance, seemed like, well, how can you do that? Can't you see that that's wrong or that's not right?
David Byrne's trying to attract more investors to expand the show and perhaps tour it.
Of course, I'd love to do it in Philippines. I think people would love it in Philippines.
If it does make it to Manila, nobody will be surprised if Imelda Marcos is in the front row.
And Maria Nicholson reporting, and that's the